So this is a video on intersection of straight lines and parabolas. So this is the last example that I'm going to go through. So this has got a negative inverted parabola and a linear equation. So again, since they are both equal to y, we can make them equal to each other. So let's do that first thing. So negative 4x squared minus x plus 6 is equal to 3x plus 7. Okay, so it's really important that you remember all your linear solving tools. Okay, so inverse operations, so they come into parabolas as well, because you need to rearrange expressions and equations often. So we can't solve quadratics until they're all equal to 0. So let's move all our x's and constants or numbers across. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take away 3x from here. I'm also going to take away 7. So I have to do that on both sides. Okay, and since these are the like terms, these are the only ones I can take away from. So negative 4x stays, x squared stays the same. Now at negative 1x, take away 3x's is negative 4x. And 6 minus 7 is negative 1 equals 0. Okay, so what we've got here is a quadratic in the standard form. It's a non-monic, so it's a negative 4 in front of x squared. There's no common factors through this, so we can't. It's a little bit trickier. What we can do is actually, so there's a little bit of a trick. If I want to get rid of this negative 4, okay, not that we can't solve it without this negative 4, but having a positive makes it a lot easier. We can move everything over to the other side, which I should have done in the first place, but not to worry. So what you do is we're going to add 4x squared, we're going to add 4x, and we're going to plus 1 to both sides. We're going to do it to both sides. Okay, which means we're left with 0 on that side, and we have all these positive terms on the other side. Okay, so that makes sense. So let's put that together. I'm going to flip it. So we get 4x squared plus 4x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so now we've still got a non-monic. All right, so let's put our non-monic method into practice. Okay, so we take, if you remember, if we have a number other than 1 here, we multiply these two numbers together. So 4 times 1 is equal to 4. Okay, now we think about factors of 4 that add up to the middle number. Okay, so factors of 4 that add up to the middle number. Obviously that's going to be 2 and 2, and we split that middle term. Okay, so we split that term into 2x plus 2x plus 1. Okay, it's called grouping in pairs. All right, so let's factorize these in pairs now. So this pair and this pair. Okay, and this first one there, I can take out a 2x, and what's left is 2x plus 1. And it doesn't look like we can take out anything here, but we can actually take out a 1, which leaves us the same thing. So I'm going to take out positive 1, and that actually leaves us 2x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, now we have a highest common factor of 2x plus 1. We take that out the front, and what's left over is 2x plus 1. Okay, so that is that factorized. Alright, so what we're doing again? Finding intersection points. Alright, so this is actually a perfect square. That's interesting. So we can make these equal to 0. We're going to get the same thing, so let's just do it once. That's going to give us, so if I take away 1 from both sides and then divide by 2, I'm going to get x equals negative 1 over 2. It's a perfect square, so it's going to touch at 1 point. Okay, so there's only 1 point there. That makes it a little bit easier. So what we'll get, what this is actually going to look like is it's going to be a tangent. Okay, because it touches at 1 point. So let's work out the corresponding y value. I'm going to use the linear equation that we had up here to work it out, because that's the easier one. So y equals 3x plus 7. Okay, we're going to sub in x equals negative 1/2 into this. Okay, so 3 times negative a half plus 7 is going to be negative 3 over 2 plus 7. Let me think for a second. Negative 3 over 2. Now 2 expressed as 2 twos in halves is going to be 14 over 2. Okay, so negative 3 plus 14 is going to be 11 over 2. Okay, so my turning point, sorry, my point of intersection, in fact, is going to be at, so that's y, point of intersection is equal to negative a half, 11 over 2. Okay, there's some funky fractions in there to deal with. That was fun. Okay, so it's a tangent. This is a tangent line. Okay, that'll do for intersection points.